with Miss Bowman over the summer of 2012, right?
Not over the summer of 2012, but she would hang out with Cameron Poole mostly.
Well, before the summer of 2012, well, that's when you would spend time with Whitney, right?
We would spend some time together, yes.
And in 2012, she started spending a little bit more time with Cameron Poole, right?
That is correct. They would talk a lot in the employee break room.
And that it made you frustrated that she stopped spending so much time with you,
Objection, Your Honor. Relevance. Whether the witness is or is not frustrated about the interaction of these two people makes no fact in today's case more uncertain. Response?
Your Honor, this witness, when he was frustrated about not being able to spend time with Whitney, started following him into places, or following her into places that he wasn't supposed to go. So it's just to show his attitude and what he did after hearing that, or after feeling that, and then what he heard after.
I think his feelings about the defendant go to his credibility, so I'm going to overrule.
So you were frustrated that Miss Bowman stopped spending so much time with you, right?
I would say I was a little disappointed, yes.
So you would start following her and Cameron Poole around the park.
I wouldn't be following them around the park all the time. I wouldn't say that.
So you just happened to be behind a tree when you heard Whit Bowman and Cameron Poole talking?
I was behind a tree one time. If I had been visible, then I wouldn't have overheard what they were saying. That was when Poole was complaining about rent.
Now, there was another situation where you also heard Cameron Poole complaining, right?
I'm sorry, what are you referring to?
You went into the employee locker room.
Oh, that is correct.
That's a place you weren't supposed to go, right?
That is correct, but like I said, I really had to go. Biology waits for no one.
Well, you're not an employee.
Correct, I'm not.
You weren't supposed to be in the employee locker room,
Well, that is what I said.
and you didn't want anybody to see you.
Oh, I didn't want to get into trouble for something as innocent as having to use the restroom.
So you were in the toilet stall and you climbed up on the seat, right?
Correct, like I said, didn't want to be seen.
And so then you started peering out through this slit in the bathroom stall, right?
That is correct.
And it was through that slit that you said that you saw Miss Bowman give Cameron Poole a knife?
I didn't see her give Cameron Poole a knife. I saw her patting the knife, though.
Well, it was a knife that had a blue handle, right?
That is correct.
And you assumed that it was the same knife that you had seen her with a few weeks before, right?
That's true. I was pretty sure of this.
And the knife that you saw her had before, you would call it a multi-tool knife, right?
I can't be sure about that. No, it had a blue handle, though.
It also had a bottle opener on it, didn't it?
It did.
Now, I want to talk about August 30th, when you were on the ride, the Tunnel of Terror. Now, you told us under the information that you saw Cameron Poole running towards your ride, right?
Being chased by Wayne Thomas. That's after I heard the gunshot.
Now, let's talk about that gunshot, because you were on the ride, and there was a lot of commotion at the park, right?
I wouldn't say there was much commotion at the park until there was a gunshot.
Well, there were a lot of people in the park.
It was an average day. I wouldn't classify it as a lot of people, though.
There were people in the park,
There were some people in the park, yes.
people talking.
Talking? I assume people would be talking, yes.
You were yelling, weren't you?
I was yelling after I heard a gunshot.
So there were people talking.
Correct.
Now, when you were on this ride, you saw Cameron Poole running towards you, right?
Yes, I was freaked out.
Cameron Poole was running from the direction of the ticket booth.
Yes, he was.
Cameron Poole ran into the ride.
Yes, from the exit side.
It was Cameron Poole who was being chased by security.
Yes, Cameron Poole was being chased by security.
Thank you. Your Honor, at this time I have nothing further.